Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a question from HackerRank. That is, I'll read out the question for you. You're given the pointer to the head node of a linked list. Change the next pointer of the node so that the order is reserved. So basically, you have to reverse a linked list. So I'll explain the question. So basically, you are given a linked list with the next pointers. This is a typical linked list. So what you have to do is one second. Okay. So what you have to do is change the next pointers of these nodes. Change the next pointers of these nodes and to point to the previous node. So basically, two is right now two is pointing to the next node, which is three. You have to remove this pointer and make it point to one. Similarly, 3 is pointing to 4, so you have to remove this pointer and point 3 to 2, which is the previous node, and 4 is pointing to none since it is the last node, so you have to point it to 3. And the first node, since first node is to the left of for the first node, there is nothing. The first node should point to none. So how can we do it? Uh, So if you have any nice approach, so basically I'm going to discuss two approaches to solve this question, and the second approach is what is the expected answer. The first approach is a very naive approach, and so basically in the first approach, what I'll do is I'll just one minute. Okay. I'll just make a new list and append every node to the new list. So basically, this is a typical Python linked list or array, you can say. So this is one, two, three, and four. So basically, these are the nodes, and then since I have all the nodes, I can change their pointers, and I can return the last. Uh, I can return the last index of the list. So basically, what I'll do is initially the pointers are like this. Okay, initially the pointers are pointing to the next node, and since this is a linked list, this is a typical linked list, and this is on. I've put all the nodes inside the array. I'll just remove this pointer and point it to none. I can do it very easily. I'll share the code with you. So I'll go to 2. I'll change this pointer to point to the previous node, which is previous element of the array. And I'll go to 3 and change this pointer to point to the previous element of the array, which is 2. And I'll go to 4 and make it point to the previous element of the array. And then I'm going to return the last element of the array, since this will become the head of the of our new linked list now. So this is a very naive approach to this problem. You are just using big of n space and big of n time. So these are the we have to optimize it a little bit because this is not the expected answer. This is this is not the most optimal solution. So I'll explain you the code of this approach first. So this is the approach, and okay, one second. So I'll code along. So I'll make a function reverse. So I have to complete this function now. So if first is the base condition, if head is null, none, then I'll return head since there is nothing to reverse in the linked list. And here comes the interesting part. We'll make a new list. So I have a new list. I'll make a current pointer that is pointing to the head node, and I'll run a while loop from here. So if and append each and every node to the list, and I'll update my pointer. In this way, I'll have all the nodes in my list L, and then it becomes simple after that. So basically, what I'll do is, suppose n is the length of a list. So I'll traverse from the second element to the last element, and change all of their next pointers to point to the previous node. So this is the code, and in the end, I will just return the last node. So this is the code. So basically, it is very simple if you do it using a list, and these questions become interesting if you do it using without using a list. So I'll explain that also. So this is the first approach. So let's get started with the second approach. uh, okay. So this is my linked list, and now I have to reverse this using without using extra space. So without using extra space. So how can I do it? So my head is pointing to this. Suppose my head is this. How can I do it? So if I and suppose if I am on the node 3, how can I make the next pointer point to 2, and how can I make the next pointer of 2 point to 1 without using extra space, and my next pointer of 1 point to none, and also 4. So this is what we have to do. This is the final result, and we have to remove these links also. Uh, any so basically, I'll just so this is what we want. So what we want is that and for doing this we have to keep track of two things. If I'm at a node, then if I want to travel to the next node, I need the pointer to the next node, and also I have to, if I want to change the pointer of this node, I need to keep track of the pointer of the previous node. So what I'm going to do is basically uh, this is my current node. Suppose we will start from the second node. It will be easy to understand. Okay, this is my current node. Okay, I need to change the next pointer of this current node to the previous node, and I also need a pointer to the next node so I can traverse to the next node after I've done with this node. So I'll just keep a track of the next node. Okay, I'll just keep a track of the previous node. Okay, now everything is sorted. So if I want to change the pointer of this node, I can just do something like this. Uh, Next is equal to prev, right? I want to change the pointer of the second node. Since previous is pointing to the previous node, and then I'll traverse to the next node by uh, just changing my current pointer to the next node. If I do this, my the second node is I've done with my second node. I have to do the same thing for my third node. So initially, my so I also have to keep track of the previous node that will be going to be used in the next node. So I'll keep track of the previous node. Previous will be current for the next node, for the third node. So right now, current is pointing towards to 2. I'll just change my pointer of previous to point to 2, and I'll change my current to point to 3, and also change my next pointer to point to 4. So I have to do it before I change my current pointer. So this is the 4 lines of code which we have to run a while loop of, obviously. So this is the 4 lines of code which will get the work done without using any extra space. So again, so first I am doing is uh, so we'll start from a okay. I'll just erase everything. So I'll start again. So what I'm doing is, suppose I'm at the current node. Since I have the next pointer in current.next, I'll just this is the current node. I'll just make another variable next and store the next pointer in that variable, and then I'll change and also keep a track of the previous node. So if I want to change the current pointer, I'll keep track of the next node. I'll keep track of the previous node, and then I'll change the current node pointers of the current node. So I'll change my pointer to point to the previous node, and I'll update my previous node, and then I'll uh, traverse forward and do the same for the nodes that come after it. So this is the whole process. This is what we have to do.